welcome back, everybody, to the What's Blessed podcast. As always, my name is Josh. Oh.
Yeah, a.k.a. Papa Lee. My name is Jordan, a.k.a. Average Joe, because I don't have a name, because you all didn't give me a name.
I like Average Joe.
Still don't have a name.
For Jordan, Average Joe. Average Jordan. I like that.
Come on, dude. I don't want to be average. Come on, dude. I don't want to be Average Joe. Come on, dude.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I can't stick.
And here's the dude in the middle who's doing the
Aven.
yeah, the scarecrow face. Yep.
Okay, yeah, we're just always.
Daddy Magic.
I know, dude. Let him do his thing. Restart. Do the whole thing. Restart the whole thing.
No, I like it because he made the funny face and I laughed at it. I think we're good now. There it is. Who does he look like? He looks like a.
Yeah, Daddy Magic. That's my face.
Papa Meat. That is your face. I like your face. I like your dimensions.
All my pictures. If you see my camera roll, it's in all of them.
I apologize for the rain you're going to be hearing. It's storming over here. But yeah, so yeah, so throughout this podcast, we're talking a lot of different things. We're going to be giving Jordan a nickname for a persona he can put on at some point, better than Average Joe. But the first thing I want to talk about is music. We all love music. I think most people who listen to podcasts, we're going to be listening to podcasts on a platform that also provides music, so you probably listen to music too. So we're talking about like who we think are underappreciated or not undervalued, I guess. Just like artists or bands we think deserve more love, deserve more flowers. They don't get talked about a lot nowadays. Aven, I know you had a band you wanted to talk about, so I'll let you go first, my man.
Well, it's actually my favorite band ever. It's
Ever.
3 Days Grace. If you're a rock fan, I'm sure you at least know some of their songs. If you're not a rock fan, you probably don't know anything I'm talking about. But 3 Days Grace, 100%. They only, in my opinion, they only have one album that is, just alright. But every other album, heat,
gas, as they say. I don't say gas, but people say gas. I think Jordan texted me earlier saying something was gas.
Gas.
Yeah, so it's gas. All right, well, there we go. So 3 Days Grace. And my wife, Alicia, she also loves 3 Days Grace because her uncle was raised on rock music, so she listened to a lot of that growing up.
Out of the three of us, I'm more of the rock fan.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Especially when you have your... Yeah, people don't know this because since you've been on the podcast, your hair's been cut, but you used to have super long hair. You used to remind me of the dude from Metalocalypse on Adult Swim, like with your hair they used to have.
We'll pull out those receipts at one day.
One day we'll pull out the receipts. Yeah, we all went through some hair phases that we could definitely pull out someday. Well, that'll be a podcast in itself.
Yeah, well, let's talk about your beard for a second.
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because on this channel, like people are gonna see my hair and my beard go through different phases because we recorded things at different times. So we have stuff that's still coming out that's recorded like months ago. So you'll see like my old beard how it looked, and you'll see how my hair kind of grew. And the freaking Nintendo video I did the other day that's been out for like a week, my hair was like crazy everywhere.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's still that long. I just have it up in a bun right now. I'm gonna get that cut sometime. Not all the way cut, but I'm gonna get it trimmed down a little bit soon. So we could definitely talk about hair all day with the three of us. Jordan people don't know this, we'll put the receipts one day, but Jordan back in high school looked like he was a literal cancer patient. He had like the buzz cut.
Like a Braylon.
He did. He looked like a Braylon. Oh my god, I never thought about that.
There was a time when Jordan had mushroom head, dude. That dude's hair was like out here.
Oh man. Oh man.
Ooh,
wow. That's pretty good.
Like
I did. Yeah, my dad used to always say, "You got a mop on your head," and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess I do."
Like the kid from Ned's Classified. His name was
following up.
Yeah.
I guess following up on the music thing. So I know you all think I'm probably gonna choose a rapper for underrated, but I'm not.
I thought it was gonna be like some kind of lo-fi artist. That's your music you listen to lately.
Because when we talk about underrated, I'm talking about not underrated in the sense of how I personally feel about them. Like, do I go and listen to this particular group every day? I don't. But do I appreciate this group? I do. And do I feel like they get a lot of hate for no reason? I do. And I can't understand where the hate comes from. I really can't. And I think you know what I'm talking about. But dude, my most underrated group, or the group that I find to be underrated, is not rap, because rap pretty much dominates mainstream music. My group is Nickelback. I think they get a lot of hate for no reason.
I did not know this.
Like, for no reason at all.
I love Nickelback.
They just get hated on.
Wow.
Like,
wow.
Thank you.
Every time it makes me laugh.
I'm not the greatest. I'm not the biggest or greatest Nickelback fan ever.
Dude, wow.
But like, they got some good songs, right? And like, none of their music is what I would consider to be grade A garbage. Like, but if you let the internet tell it, the internet says Nickelback is absolute dog shit. There's no other way around it. I don't believe that. I mean, Rockstar, come on now.
Oh yeah. I like
next contestant. Come on now.
So me and Jordan grew up in the era where we still had radios, we still had like MP3 players. And now we don't have none. That's all ancient technology now. But I guess I even kind of grew up in that a little bit too, I guess. But like on my radio or on my old MP3 player, like I used to have all the Nickelbacks, like all the Nickelback songs. It's like Rockstar, all those. I think another band that also gets shit on like Nickelback does is like Smash Mouth. I think like they also had like big 2000s hits, and that people just constantly shit on them for no reason. Yeah. Well, that's what, to be fair, Nickelback. I can name like 5 Nickelback songs. I can name one Smash Mouth song, but I think they get pooped on in the same way though. It's pretty funny.
Have you all just heard a train?
Look. I literally just downloaded Smash Mouth on my phone.
Did you really? Wow.
Like,
bonus Smash Mouth. Yeah. That's funny.
There it was, dude. There it is. Smash Mouth.
Dude,
I
love
it just the other day.
If you go on YouTube, you can find like literally like hundreds of different versions of All Star that have been mashed up with other songs. It's pretty great. It'll, like if you're intoxicated or you're under any kind of influence, it's a pretty good hour you can spend doing that. My band though, I'm gonna choose. So far we all chose bands, which is pretty cool. Mine's also a band. It is the band AJR. Now they're like you all chose bands that were popular kind of more in the 2000s, although they still do some music nowadays. AJR is definitely a newer band. Like their oldest album's like 2013. But AJR is like I define them as like chill pop. They're not like a pop like you think like Bruno Mars and stuff like that. They're much more like chill kind of music, like a lot of vocal tones. I'm gonna shout out the album OK Orchestra. That's like their newest one from 2021. Like I could listen to that literally like all day. I fucking love that album. Yep.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's like y'all chose people who everyone knows. I chose someone who probably no one really knows. I won't say no one. They have a pretty big following. They some of their big songs are World's Smallest Violin, Bang. Although my personal favorite is Netflix Trip. It's a really good song about The Office. So if you like The Office, you'll probably like that song by AJR. But yeah. So yeah, AJR, 3 Doors Down. Wait, sorry. Wait, no, it's 3 Doors Down, right?
Come on, dude.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's a band?
Yeah.
No,
3 Doors Down.
It's your wife's other.
She's not her favorite. It's not her favorite. She just likes the band. My wife's favorite band, they broke up. They were
it's 3 Days Grace.
Come on, 3 Days Grace. Well, because isn't there a song called 3 Doors Down or something like that? There's something about Doors Down.
There's another band called that.
Okay, well, I'm so sorry. There's lots of threes. But yeah, that's our favorite songs. Our favorite, not favorite, but like think we deserve more.
And you said they only dominated the 2000s. That's not true. They had an album that dropped last year.
I said Ant have some new music, but they were prevalent mainly in the 2000s. That's not inaccurate. But so everyone, if you're listening, go ahead and check them out. We definitely recommend all of them. We can't play their music, otherwise you won't be able to see this video because they'll be taken down for copyright. But check them out for sure though. Speaking of music, our next topic we're going to be talking about is wrestling, and specifically though, we're going to be talking about more wrestling like in today's podcast and also like future podcasts because we all enjoy wrestling. 2 of us a lot more than the other because two of us. I say Jordan and Aven have been watching since they were literally like out of the womb, I guess, basically, like since they were kids. I just recently got into wrestling, so I'm not as big as fanatic and can't talk as much about it. But our wrestling intro songs, every wrestler has a big intro song. You think of John Cena, you think like da 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 da, you can't see me shit. I don't know what The Rock's was. I don't know what anyone's today is, but cause I'm not as knowledgeable. What is the Rock's intro song? I actually don't know it. Like, do you know it by heart? I don't know it.
Well, it's a beat.
Yeah, it's a beat. He hits the.
Well, it's still like a.
If you smell. And then it's like, him going into the music, and then it's like it's
the most electrifying song in sports entertainment.
Okay, all right, there we go. See, that's why y'all are gonna be mainly the ones talking about it today. But if it's not like a song, it's like a sample of a song, like a beat from a song at least, like most wrestlers have to introduce them. It's like when we watched the Royal Rumble together. Like you don't even see the name of the wrestler, but as soon as you heard a certain beat, you knew who it was. So like if we were wrestlers, it was WrestleMania. You were being announced for the very first time. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what would your entrance song be? Now talk about, like, go ahead and just do me. I don't know as much about it. So tell me about entrance music, why it's important or why it's like whatever, and then what would your entrance song be?
Well, okay, entrance music is almost like if you have garbage entrance music, it's kind of hard to care.
Okay.
Like, because the entrance is the first thing you hear, and every night you're on the show, you see the entrance. Mm-hmm. So if you have some instrumental beat off YouTube,
yeah,
I don't care. It has to be impactful. Like, there's the iconic entrance songs.
Like, what are some note? Yeah,
the Stone Colds,
mm-hmm.
the Triple H's, the Batistas, the Undertaker. Like, when wrestling fans hear those themes, they're like, oh yeah, it's about to go down.
Okay.
No.
Then you got, I have no particular issue with some of these wrestlers, but you'll hear like a William Regal theme song, and you're kind of like, okay, there's a difference there. You know what I mean? Like when you hear William Regal's theme song versus the Undertaker's, you have a different reaction to.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, almost in a sense. If you have shitty theme music, you basically have a shitty career.
Oh wow!
Much.
So that's
like a real thing because you. Well, it's like okay, like for example.
It's an extension of your character.
Okay.
It's an extension of your character. Like for example, like Josh, you can, I'll speak to you because you can understand this because you understand who these people are and you know who they are when I say these names. So like Roman Reigns, for example, right?
Yeah.
Roman Reigns' current entrance theme wasn't always his current entrance theme. It was actually, his entrance theme now is more of a modification of his first entrance theme.
Okay.
But because he made that shift, now whenever you hear that music, things are going down.
It's Final Boss shit. It's Final Boss vibes.
I like how you worded that.
There. Like it is. I mean, like, and he's right. I mean, like, and the reason why characters kind of go through those changes is because it kind of creates a new identity for them. Randy Orton is another one. Randy Orton went from Burning My Light, which was already iconic, to Voices, which became
is that the boy right there? Is that the boy?
Yeah, it's Randy Orton. I mean,
all right.
But there's other characters who just don't have that same hit when the music plays, and as a result, their careers didn't really go as long.
Even current. Like, I can't tell you what like Ali's theme song is.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a reason. Like, like there's big names. I mean, like I think right now, the biggest star that has terrible music is probably Braun Strowman. That's me. I don't think, but there's a reason why he's not the biggest star either. But
Karrion Kross has an entrance, but he doesn't have a good. I guess it makes sense, but the song isn't like a banger.
Right. Yeah, he has more of like an aesthetic.
But it's more of a.
His thing's more of a more. You're right. It's you're there to see the theatrics of it, and that's cool. Like I think Kane was kind of the same way. Kane's song was Duty, but Kane had a whole thing with fire.
Hold on. Chemical, the slow Chemical song, and like whenever he unmasked, the one with words. That shit's a bop, dude. That shit is a bop. I don't care what anyone says.
But yeah, to answer your question though, yeah, entrance music is very, very, very vital for a superstar's career.
It's just iconic, dude. Like I think even if you're not a wrestling fan and you hear the John Cena, you know what it is.
Yeah,
you do. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, all right.
Well, maybe not everyone, but like like whenever you hear the woo and you hear
it's Ric Flair, right?
The Ric Flair stuff, even if you're just like a a casual.
Yeah,
You still
like
know
me.
what it is.
Yeah.
But not every casual fan can tell me. I don't mean to keep going back to him, but William Regal.
Yeah.
Like if I started playing that, you'd be like, "Who the fuck's this?"
Man, you know what? I think honestly, I think a lot of it has to do with maybe just the market that we're in. But I tell you, like Gunther doesn't have the greatest entrance music, but for some reason I get hyped seeing the Imperium.
But it makes sense. Like it is an extension of the character.
Yeah.
When you hear it, it makes sense. If you hear, like Shelton Benjamin's theme, his recent one, that is like complete downgrade from his
what he had. Yeah, from what he had, exactly.
It doesn't make it just you hear that now and you're like, "Fuck is this?"
Right, exactly.
It doesn't tell you anything about Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
But Gunther's, you hear it tells you something about it. Like Josh,
you
didn't know who Gunther was.
Nope.
You heard it told you something about it.
Yeah.
So your take from someone that doesn't really watch it that often, like for someone that's like a novice watcher, just a casual watcher, when you saw Gunther, his nickname is the Ring General. Did you feel like his presentation and like how he performed gave the indicator that he was a quote unquote ring general, or did you just feel like he was some schmuck coming out to some classical music?
I just thought he was like a big naked German guy is what I got from him. So
he's Austrian.
Oh, so sorry. Oh, well, there we go. Well, we lost the Austrian audience already, so I apologize on behalf of Austria. I think I need to watch more of the product. I'm sorry, Gunther. Yeah, Gunther comes in. What's his signature move? He just comes in and like supplants me or whatever. He gives me the chop. Oh yeah, I saw that. Okay, no. Okay, I did witness the chops when we watched the Rumble. He was like, yeah, okay. I know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, what are we doing here?
The question was, what would your WrestleMania entrance song be?
I mean, honestly, I guess it depends on what kind of character I had, because a lot of your song kind of has to play into your gimmick, and because I don't really know what my gimmick would necessarily be at this point in time, I think I would just choose something that would probably have some type of like badass vibe to it.
I was like, I don't know about characterization and stuff. I was thinking something super hype. Yeah, like a big drop. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think mine would probably be like "I'm Coming Home" by Aloe Black.
Ooh,
I think that's probably.
Everyone, check that out. What about you, boy?
Okay.
Daddy Magic. What would yours be?
Three Days Grace song. I just picked a 3 Days Grace song. I pick either Riot or Animal Life Become or maybe Good Life.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe.
There you go.
Okay.
Maybe. Oh yeah, but also I don't look at myself and think wrestler.
Yeah.
So like I don't.
Obviously, yeah. It's more of a hypothetical, like a kid question. Like when you're a kid, you're probably like, "Oh, I would come out to this," you know.
Now, well, if I was a kid, I'd come out to like an existing wrestler's theme song.
Oh, okay.
That's what.
I picked a.
Because I feel like I've.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You're fine.
No, I want to hear. What you finish. What you finish saying.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
All right. Well.
I
was gonna say mine's more.
What
I would pick "Stupefy" by Disturbed because it's a hype song. Like I've been waiting my whole life for just one fuck. You know, like. Something heavy, something like epic you to come out to. Like when it comes up, people are like, "Oh shit, it's this guy," you know, like something like that.
God.
Yeah. But something to get me hyped up too.
To be honest, this is a total curveball.
Yeah.
I could see someone coming out to like the Skyrim theme.
Oh, okay, yeah. Or like the Halo theme song, like with the something like really mysterious, you know.
It has a vibe to it.
Yeah.
And you hear that, you're like, oh shit. And you know a dude's about to go out there and fight. You're like, oh wow, okay. But it also like it again, like Jordan said, it just depends what you're trying to portray. If I'm trying to portray a character like The Miz, I'm not gonna pick a badass song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really just depends on your character. I mean, honestly. I mean, like Yeah, it's definitely got to complement your character because there's not like a universal theme that would complement every character. It just doesn't work out because there's tons of gimmicks that you can run, and some are more serious than others. And some people, and honestly, the best gimmicks are actually just yourself. You see that a lot with some of the pre-existing superstars today, like Sami Zayn, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, and MJF. That's a part of a different organization. They all pretty much kind of just play themselves. Like they're not like trying to be anyone different.
Yeah.
I mean, like Cody Rhodes' whole thing. That's a true story.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, how he is now. That's truly just how the dude is. I mean,
he's just a massive dick.
They're not trying to sell you on some gimmick. Well, I mean, he's not. I don't think he's a massive dick. I just, he's not. Basically, he's not trying to sell you like Rey Mysterio is. Rey Mysterio is trying to sell you, on something. Or Randy Orton wants you to see him in a certain light. Or
hold on.
Matt Riddle's probably just himself.
I don't. I get what you're trying to say, but I think that's more reserved for characters like Undertaker, Hulk Hogan. Dudes who are not themselves. They're obviously a character. Kane.
Yeah.
Guys who obviously aren't. I mean, come on, Undertaker wasn't really a dead dude.
Or like Thug Life John Cena, right? Like Thug Life John Cena, he was trying to be. I mean, I guess at one point, he was a rapper, but you know what I mean, like.
Oh, I remember. Didn't he drop an actual album?
He dropped the hottest album of the year.
Yeah.
Dude.
But then
didn't it go platinum?
Actually, a good album.
Didn't it go platinum?
No bullshit.
No, I know. I heard about this.
Platinum, but I actually know it's a decent album.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even kidding. I listened to it several times. It's not a bad album.
But, again, when John Cena transitioned from the rapper gimmick to just being, this hustle, loyalty, respect, and just all about the people gimmick, and really just being just John Cena, because, I don't even know what John Cena's gimmick really is besides just calling him just John Cena, or the franchise of the company. That's really just what he became. So it's just kind of okay, as soon as he's made that transition, he was face of the company, and the rest is history. But, there's certain people who kind of get locked into certain gimmicks, and they never escape them, and then they just become middle of the road. So.
Yeah. Well, speaking of transitioning, I said we transitioned to the main topic, which is wrestling, which we've already breached a little bit beyond the theme song bit we were going for. But yeah, so like I said, Jordan and Aven, they've been listening, or not listening, they've been watching the product for a very long time. And as we've seen in a prior podcast, they're very, very passionate about the product, including the video games to a certain extent. So that's what we're talking about. There's nothing specific. I have a couple questions I'm definitely going to ask, but I just want to hear you all talk about WWE. What does that even stand for? I know it's World Wrestling Entertainment, I guess. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, World Wrestling Entertainment. Let's talk about it. Yeah, and we can also breach into the other. I know there's different formats of wrestling beyond WWE. We can get into all that. But yeah, let's start off by just asking a very simple question. AEW, yeah, or was it NWO back in the day also?
It was WCW.
Yeah,
WCW.
NWO is just a group or a faction within the organization.
Okay, gotcha. I remember I had
ECW.
I had an N64 wrestling game that NWO is where Sting was at, so that's why I think of that. Impact, yeah.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Ooh, are they like sumo wrestlers?
Ring of Honor.
Okay.
No,
that is Josh.
I'm sorry. I'm just now getting into the product. I'm learning more about it. I obviously have a lot more to learn about it, especially with the cage match this weekend.
To piss off a whole thing.
Well, let's not piss anybody off anymore. Let's talk about the love, the excitement, the testosterone of wrestling. So, simple question to start off with. What is your all's favorite wrestler? I mean, I really don't have a favorite because I'm just not getting into the product. If I had to pick one, I guess it'd probably be someone like Sting, because I played him as a kid when I played the video game. But what are your all's favorite wrestlers of all time? Yeah, I played a Sting on the wrestling game. Yeah.
That's more like an insider for me and Aven on why it's just funny you chose Sting. But,
yeah. That's how much I don't know about wrestling.
Yeah,
Sting was
great.
wrestling 20 years ago, so.
Favorite.
Still is? Isn't he 50?
He's wrestling one match a year.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He's
all
60.
Right.
He's 62.
What the? All right.
He doesn't really do much though. He'll do tag team matches.
Yeah. Gotcha.
He did take a sick power bomb a few months ago.
Oh wow.
He took a power bomb, and I was actually worried about it.
Dude's got to be in good shape then for 60. Like that's crazy.
Of course.
Yeah. Favorite wrestler, I guess. I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna go off what it is today because there was a period of time where I didn't watch it for several years. So right now, it should come as no surprise. I'm a big fan of the Tribal Chief.
All right.
And,
the bloodline.
All time, that's your favorite.
I mean, you can, if you want, you can give an all-time answer and today answer if you want. Like, you can say who your favorite wrestler is in today's era and whatever, you know.
Okay. Like growing up, I had a lot of wrestlers that were, I guess, like I liked.
That's what I was gonna get into. I wasn't gonna narrow it down to one.
Yeah, you can talk about each era if you want. Yeah.
Like when I first started watching wrestling, my favorite wrestler was Kane. This is like 96 or 97,
Knoxville's mayor.
Kane with the mask, and then I was Glenn Jacobs. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
he's a big man.
I was also a big fan of Goldust.
I know you. That was I like I said, I didn't grow up watching wrestling, but Jordan and I have been friends for a very long time. Every once in a while, without any like warning or out of nowhere, he'd do the what was it? Was it that he does like the chest thing where he takes your hands up and like.
Yeah. And that whole thing right there.
You give me one of those, yeah.
Yeah, Goldust was something, and then as I kind of got a little bit older, like in like early 2000s, like I kind of became fond of Shelton Benjamin. There was a particular storyline with Shelton
Never heard of him.
that I liked a lot. Him and Ric Flair and Shelton Benjamin's mom got involved. It was kind of funny.
Jeez.
I did enjoy that.
Shelton Benjamin, in my opinion, was the guy who got a little left behind. Shelton Benjamin definitely. He was in the same class as Cena, Orton, Brock, Batista. All became world champions. Shelton did not.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's too bad.
But then like we got into like the 2010s, and that's when I kind of started to fade from the product ever so slightly. I mean, like obviously, I liked the Shawn Michaels and the John Cenas and the Triple H's and the Randy Ortons, but like I wouldn't necessarily say at that point in time I had like a favorite. But like I was never in my life have I been campaigning for someone to stay champion. As I am today for Roman Reigns to stay champion. So, like, I think, as of right now, I think this is the most excited I've been about wrestling in a long time. Because the way that they're setting it up now, even though I know that Roman Reigns will more than likely leave this Saturday as the undisputed Universal Champion, they're making you believe that there's a possibility he could lose.
I was telling before the podcast, I was telling Aven about that little theory, how you think that old red hair might make it out winning this weekend.
He could do it. I mean, it's unlikely he'll do it. I mean, I think the most likely scenario would be, he gets screwed over somehow and they have a triple threat match for WrestleMania. That'd probably be the most likely scenario.
I seriously don't want a triple threat match for WrestleMania.
But honestly, I think what's going to happen is dude's about to get smashed in his hometown just like Drew McIntyre did. It's going to be a sad moment. And who knows? Maybe Sami Zayn will be the reason why Roman Reigns actually loses at WrestleMania. Maybe that could be a thing. Maybe Cody Rhodes doesn't beat Roman Reigns clean. There's a lot of possibilities that go through it. I mean, honestly, I don't know how they're going to go about it, but I mean, obviously they've got my attention, so
Yeah.
All right. Pop Daddy Magic. What's yours?
Yeah, how about you? How do you feel about it?
Okay, so my favorite of all time is Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton's the dude.
No. Ever since I was a kid, like Randy Orton, even when he was, in Legacy, he was the Legend Killer, all those. As a child, when you're supposed to like the good guys, I love Randy Orton.
Okay.
Randy Orton is my favorite. No doubt. But I have went back and I have started watching years of wrestling.
Yep.
Before I was even born. I've watched years of wrestling. And I've grown to love a lot. I've grown to love a lot of wrestlers, and I've grown to not like some wrestlers. But there are some that I would definitely say of their respective periods were my favorite. Currently, if you were like, who's your top three? Orton, Triple H, The Rock.
All right.
Probably. If I had to guess.
The gun to your head, like you had to pick like three.
Of course, I love. There's different categories you can put them in too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're just going off the matches,
yeah,
none of those are in like none of those are my favorite. If you're going off matches, Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, those guys. If you're going off character, Rock, 100%.
Yeah, jabroni.
I don't know. It depends what kind of category you put them in, right? Like, who can sell the best match? The Rock, Austin, those guys. Cena. They can sell the match, but who can put on the best match? Shawn Michaels, 100%.
Okay.
Go back, watch Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. If you've never seen that match, you're not a wrestling fan, and you want one match to get into wrestling, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker at WrestleMania. That is one of the greatest matches ever put on.
I'll have to watch that later for sure.
Yeah, if you need further proof that Shawn Michaels is the dude, you can watch Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam. Don't know. I think maybe 2004.
It was 2004. No, it was 5.
2005. Yeah, there you go.
But there's other Shawn Michaels matches I would recommend for that. I mean, Bret Hart.
Hey, that match was good though.
The Iron Man match against Bret Hart. Come on. Austin. There's a lot of great Shawn Michaels matches. The first ever Elimination Chamber. Shawn Michaels was in that. Just saying.
So yeah,
the first ever ladder match. Shawn Michaels. The first ever Hell in a Cell match. Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels actually the dude. Not Sting.
Shawn Michaels is one of the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
Listen, I'll do my studying,
Josh,
and one day we'll have a tier list
question.
about wrestlers. Yeah, what?
Well, Josh, here's the question: who's the GOAT? Who's the GOAT in your mind right now? Is it Sting or Shawn Michaels?
For my little knowledge of wrestling, like, if I had to pick a wrestler based off, like, for someone who knows nothing about wrestling, is like, oh, that's like the wrestler I think of wrestling. Probably The Rock. Like, probably only because he's in literally everything. If you walk into a freaking building, like, that's the first wrestler you'll probably see on, like, a product is The Rock, you know. Dwayne Johnson's sweaty balls, like I said, big in every action movie in the 2000s. But, this is like for someone who has not seen many wrestling matches. I have to study up, actually learn more about wrestling. Transitioning into what I was going to.
A list of like 20 matches.
Dude, give them to me for sure. I'll watch them all like in a little, like maybe tonight or this weekend. You know, if I'm doing anything, I'll watch them all for sure. I say that I legitimately will watch them. Yeah. Are they long matches?
Long matches.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess.
Yeah, if they're main event matches, dude, they can go anywhere from 20 to 40 minutes, dude.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, you can watch The Rock versus John Cena at WrestleMania twice.
It happened twice?
You watched The Rock versus Austin 3 times.
Yeah, he fought. He went against John Cena twice at WrestleMania, back-to-back years.
Wow.
Yep.
So that actually brings me to a question I wanted to ask you, because Jordan made a point earlier about Roman Reigns, how he actually is excited that there's one person winning all these matches. He's been the face of the franchise for so long. Like, coming from, like, I don't watch much wrestling, but I do watch a lot of his football. And I know for a fact, like, you know, the 2000s when the Patriots were winning every year, now we have the Chiefs winning every year. Like, it can get kind of boring watching the same team dominate for so long. So, like, what makes wrestling different? Why is watching one person, Roman Reigns, build his brand over the years and, like, just not lose for the past, like, 4 or 5 years? Why is that something that's actually exciting, and how does it not get boring? Whereas in, like, other sports, when one team or one individual dominates for so long, it can get boring to watch every once in a while.
I have so many answers to that.
Yeah, I want to hear them. Yeah, that's a genuine question I have from someone, because people who watch this, yeah.
There's only one championship in every other sport.
Yeah.
There's several championships.
That's fair.
Wrestling. And it's defended all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, if you win the Super Bowl, you don't defend it. You're just the Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
You do call them the defending Super Bowl champions. Like the Rams didn't even freaking make it. They won like 4 games last year. So
that's a lot different, though. Roman Reigns will defend his titles every month.
Well, I guess it's more similar than to what, like maybe like MMA, like when you're defending your belt.
How long does the football season run?
It goes on
The football
from
season runs for
August
what?
to September, all the way to February, depending on obviously which level. But yeah.
So half
It's
a
a
year.
it's 17 regular season games now.
Yes. Well. Yeah.
18 weeks total on TV.
Yes.
Wrestling is.
Oh,
is
actually, not take
weekly.
that back. Probably 20 to 21 weeks because if you count the playoffs.
Wrestling is weekly. Not even WWE. Almost every wrestling promotion is weekly.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. With Raw on
So
Mondays and
it's all year
SmackDown on
round.
Fridays.
There isn't an off season,
Yeah, there is
And-
no off season at all.
and there's actual stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're adding drama into it. Tom Brady, you don't like the drama is the game.
Yeah.
With wrestling, you invoke all the drama to have the game.
Yeah.
It's a big. I mean, it's way different.
Okay.
You don't have in football where they sit and have promos against each other where they're talking shit for
Yeah, I
3
think-
weeks
yeah.
until they wrestle.
I mean,
That's
I
true.
think a large part of it is like it's for everybody.
Yeah.
So what I mean by it's for everybody, and I think the common gripe against WWE is, well, it's scripted. But just like me and Aven have pointed out countless times, maybe not on recording, but your favorite movie's scripted. Your favorite
Yeah.
TV show is scripted. But the damage and the wear and tear on your body that gets sustained during these matches is not fake. Getting put through a table is getting put through a table.
Yeah.
Getting hit with a chair repeatedly, getting super kicked in the face repeatedly is just how it is. Like you're signing up for physical punishment, but there's also another component that's different than any other sports, and that's the acting component.
Mm-hmm.
You're selling a match. You're selling yourself. You're selling the company.
I would argue that wrestling is the highest form of entertainment because you're an athlete. You have to be an athlete
Yeah.
and you have to be an actor.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
do both. And there's some people who have one and not the other. So, and those people that are really special, they can do both. John Cena can do both. Roman Reigns can do both. The Rock can do both. Like, you see those things.
Mm-hmm.
So, what makes Roman Reigns different? What makes this era of wrestling different than like John Cena's reign? The difference is that WWE before would have John Cena, be the champion and he was the face, but he would also lose the title because the talent pool and the roster pool was a lot deeper than it is
Okay.
now. WWE is searching for someone to take the titles off of Roman Reigns, but when you become the champion for so long, there is a sense of like a passing of the torch moment. And right now, WWE doesn't really have, or let me rephrase, they do have it now, but they didn't for that period of time. Like if you're going to be the champion for damn near 1,000 days, right?
Yeah.
You're not about to lose the championship to someone that doesn't need that rub.
Yeah.
See, it's all about give and take in wrestling, right? So like Roman Reigns losing to Brock Lesnar doesn't really make a lot of sense because Brock Lesnar is already one of the biggest draws in the world, right?
Yeah.
Losing it to John Cena at SummerSlam didn't make a lot of sense because John Cena is already a movie star, has already been the champion, 16 other times. It just doesn't make sense. Losing it to someone that's not an up-and-comer doesn't make a lot of sense. Like losing it to Randy Orton wouldn't make a lot of sense. So they got to make it make sense.
Yeah.
So right now, they've been kind of biding time. But during that process of biding time, Roman Reigns has developed, and he's developed into this megastar that is undeniable. I mean, guy has carried. I mean, he's been the champion through Drew McIntyre was more the COVID era, but Roman Reigns came back towards the back end of COVID and kind of took on that mantle.
Mm-hmm.
And then he unified the titles. Now he's been the double champ for X amount of time. And now it looks like we're coming to an end of a absolutely historical run that's probably not going to be replicated again for quite some time. Kind of like how you was with LeBron James breaking the scoring record.
Yeah.
This is kind of how we are with WWE and Roman Reigns losing the titles. It's a big deal because, yeah, John Cena was champion for 16 times, and yeah, Randy Orton was a 14-time champion. That's all great. But none of them were champions for close to 1,000 days.
Like
No one's been
consecutively,
champion for
yeah.
3 years in modern history. Right. I mean, it's a big deal. So we're seeing it set up that Cody Rhodes is probably going to win, and that's probably like all but guaranteed at this point. That's what's going to happen unless he absolutely like falls off the face of the earth between now and April 1st. But even then, they got Sami Zayn in the back pocket. Like, I could see multiple avenues of how they could go about this. But at the end of the day, his 3-year run will be looked back on as one of the greatest runs and moments in wrestling history. Because it was. Because he didn't just build himself. He also built his the bloodline as well. And the Usos are also the longest reigning tag team champions in SmackDown history. So it's just a big deal. Like, it's a big deal. Like, there's no denying it. They were the main event for 3 years. That's just what it is. But in all the other years of wrestling, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, you had Kurt Angle, John Cena, Randy Orton. You had all those guys. You just don't simply have that. Edge, you had all of them. Like, you just don't have it anymore. That star power is just not there anymore. They're depleted. So, I mean, Aven, I'm sure you can probably add to this and give a very insightful opinion on it.
Yeah, I wanted to hear Aven's take on that before we move on to the next thing. Yeah.
I agree to an extent. I think WWE has always had the ability to take the title off of Roman Reigns. They've had Seth Rollins. And
Seth
I'm not
freaking Rollins, dude.
But they have had Seth. They've had Seth. They had Drew
with his red boots.
I really thought Drew was taking it in Cardiff. I really did. I thought Drew was taking it. They have star power now. It's just different. But I also think that the product is a lot different than it once was a decade ago. A decade ago, yeah, the roster was different, but I don't necessarily think the quality of the talent was like huge disparity. I don't think that's true. I think the reason we think that is because all of those guys, their careers are over, and we look at them as greats. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's
in
fair.
10 years, we could go back and look. In 10 years, we're all going to be like, oh, dude, this guy was a great. Like Lashley had a great run. Rollins was great. We're going to have the same feelings just for those guys. But it's because nostalgia from 10 years ago is a lot different, so it feels like it's run deeper. Now, my favorite, are the older guys.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite today is Roman. I'll agree with Jordan on that. Because he's doing the best work. But
yeah.
Do I think that they had to keep the title on Roman? No, I don't. I don't think they should have put the second belt on Roman at all.
Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I think that's really messed up.
I think because you could have had 2 massive WrestleMania matches if you just kept the WWE title away from him. Because Roman would have the same story right now if he was Universal Champ or Undisputed Champ. It doesn't matter. The Sammy Cody story does not change just because he added another belt. It's still the same match.
It's still the
same prize. You could have had on Raw a WWE champion. You could have had Brock and Bobby right now be for the WWE title.
Yep.
You could have.
Yep.
But it's not, and we're past it, and that's fine. I don't hate that Roman Reigns is the undisputed champion. I just think it's unnecessary. But going into this WrestleMania season, Sami Zayn come Saturday will lose. 100%.
I was going to end up asking for predictions. That's your prediction this week. You think Sami Zayn's going to lose?
Sami Zayn will 100% lose.
Okay.
You can bet your house on it.
All right.
We're going to go into WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes will beat Roman Reigns clean in the ring.
All right.
It has to be clean.
If
Roman Reigns loses the title because Sami Zayn comes out and hits him with a chair, it is a bullshit match, and I don't believe it. Like, I don't believe that Cody Rhodes is the top guy. If you want to end a 900-day reign, you have to have the guy lose clean.
So what if this, though? Imagine this.
You cannot have this end with the Goldberg getting tased. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have the match end like that. This is way too long. Way too much time has been invested into this story for him to lose due to a chair shot.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
You know what I mean?
if I were to
he
create,
has to lose in the center.
yeah,
Three crossroads in the center of the ring. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Sami can be involved, but Sami's involvement should be him stopping the Usos from coming out. That should be his involvement. His involvement by no means should be touching Roman Reigns.
Gotcha.
His involvement needs to be stopping the bloodline.
Because the way they did Raw this past Monday, they've kind of set it up where they have options where Sami Cody could really be the first story for WrestleMania Backlash, or maybe not. But I do believe that at some point or another, Sami Zayn will become the world champion. But kind of like how he said in his... go ahead.
Nah, because mine's going to go on long.
I was going to say, he had a podcast with Ariel Helwani, and basically he indicated that, being the world champion and being the face is totally different. And he, was realistic about, could he be the champion? Yeah, he could probably do it in his sleep, but could he be the face of the company? The answer was no. So, and it's realistic, but Cody Rhodes will dethrone him, and Cody Rhodes will probably put, the company on his back for a little while. But I do see them reverting back to having kind of, rotating champions. Cody Rhodes might be champion for 6 months and lose it.
My prediction for that is Cody wins the title. Within the next month after he wins it, he comes out with a new belt, a unified belt.
Yeah,
it's going to look different. And then they're going, in a few months after that, they're going to introduce their second world title, which will be completely new as well.
I hope so. I hope that's the case.
I think he's going to unify it. He's probably just going to unify it to be the WWE title, and then they will introduce a new belt.
Okay.
If I had to guess, because the WWE title has too much history behind it for them to get rid of it.
Yeah.
But I do think that will be the case. But I'm going to make a very bold
I like it.
here, and it's that this is the peak of Sami Zayn's career.
The peak.
Oh, it's 100%.
Sami Zayn will never be a world champion.
Oh, you don't think he'll ever become world champion?
He will never be world champion. This is the peak. He will lose to Roman. Cody will win. He will have probably a one-on-one match with Roman somewhere along the road. And he will beat him, but there won't be a title involved. But Sami will never win a world title. That's what I believe.
Oh, okay. So let me ask. So do you think this Saturday Sami gets screwed, Roman wins, that sets up a Sami Roman story later on?
No, I think he gets his ass whipped.
Later? Oh, he gets his ass whipped entirely.
Ooh, nice.
I think what we saw in the promo was different. I saw something different in the promo than I think everyone else saw. Sami Zayn admitted he doesn't know if he will beat Roman Reigns.
Right.
So he's going to go in there and not beat Roman Reigns.
Right.
He's going to go in there and get walked.
Ooh.
It's going to be the biggest heel move ever. It's going to be Brock Lesnar on John Cena. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah. He just fucking...
Where he suplexed him 20 times and fucking beat the shit out of John. Sucked the life out of that arena.
Kind of like what Roman did to an old dude in the...
It's going to be a fucking beatdown.
All right.
And Sami's going to get hit with 5 spears. Going to get hit with super kicks. He's going to get dominated.
End up like purple as old boy's chest,
destroyed. Roman's going to stand tall, and then Roman's going to look like the ultimate villain going against the ultimate face, Cody Rhodes.
All right.
Yeah. And it's gonna be the ultimate good, ultimate evil, and Cody will win. That's how I predict it. And then the belts will be unified, and then a new belt will come afterward. Because I think because they put both belts on Roman Reigns, I've already told you, if Roman Reigns loses at all, like let's say at WrestleMania they pulled some wild shit, and they were like, we're gonna have Cody wrestle for the WWE, Sami's gonna wrestle for the Universal. If Roman Reigns loses even one of those matches, he lost. Why do you have the other title?
Yeah, it's done, right. So my thing is this. So what's the likelihood that KO, Sami Zayn pair up for WrestleMania and win the tag belts and just totally dethrone and obliterate the bloodline all in one night? Because there's no way Roman loses the Universal title and then the Usos stay tag champs, right? No chance.
I think that's going to happen I think Jay's gonna walk out on Jimmy.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think it's gonna be Sami KO versus the Usos, and I think what's gonna happen is that Usos match will come on first, and Jay's gonna walk out because he refuses to fight Sami. KO and Sami win the tag belts. Roman's thrown off by this whole thing, and then as a result, that seeing the bloodline fall apart right in front of him. Sami, the Usos, like you said, probably come out and interfere, try to intervene to help the tribal chief retain. Sami Zayn thwarts that effort with KO, probably a way to get KO more involved, also to get back in that world title picture. Crossroads 3 times does make sense, and yeah, it's a clean victory. Yeah, he's definitely winning. There's no other way around it.
All right,
they can't. I mean, there's no other. They don't even have a venue or a pay-per-view decided for the month of May yet. But in order for Roman Reigns to hit 1,000 days, I did this earlier. It would be on May 27th, and typically after WrestleMania, there's WrestleMania Backlash. But I don't think that they're going to make WrestleMania Backlash a whole 8 weeks after WrestleMania. I just don't see that happening. So,
okay.
If Roman Reigns walks out of WrestleMania the champion,
I mean, it's unbelievable. If he walks out as champion, it's fucking unbelievable.
I'm actually going to be a little mad. Because who will beat him at that point? Because I won't believe anyone else. He beat Drew and Cardiff. You set up Sami as the babyface. I, for one, don't believe that Sami Zayn will ever beat Roman Reigns. But he's set up as a potential, as a real threat.
Right.
And Cody, if he beats those 3 right now, who else realistically does WWE have in the roster?
Nobody.
To beat. He's already beat Brock.
Pat McAfee, baby. Pat McAfee's whooping that ass.
Are you going to wait an entire year to do a Rock match? And Rock isn't even going to win.
No, I think the only guy at that point, obviously this is all pure conjecture at this point. It's not, Pat McAfee.
He's coming in,
really, honestly, the only fucking... This isn't happening anyway. This is just fantasy talk at this point. But the only other realistic possibility would be fucking MJF if they lock him up in 2024. That's the only other fucking realistic possibility.
They're both heels, though.
Or Logan Paul.
The fucking story they could have? And honestly, I can see that happening too.
No. MJF winning if he went to WWE is a no-brainer, but I don't know if he goes to WWE. But if he does, the Cody Rhodes story is so much better than the Roman Reigns story.
That's what I was going to say. WWE needs, you're talking about a guy who's going to carry the company and be the face of WWE for years to come. I'm sorry, I don't want to be that guy, but Cody Rhodes isn't going to be him. It's going to be MJF.
I think he is.
Or
they lock in. If they lock in MJF will be that guy. Or MJF will sell out every arena, and you trust and bet your ass I'll be there at every pay-per-view event that I can be.
But that's another. But that's a question though, right? For starters, can he be himself in WWE? Can he go flip fans the bird in WWE? I don't.
Well, that's fair point. That's fair point.
You can't. You can't tell fans to fuck off in WWE. They just don't allow it. Bubba Ray couldn't be Bully Ray in WWE because of a bullying policy that the WWE had. So what makes you think he's flipping the bird to little kids?
Yeah, I guess you're right. The evolution of the heel in WWE has changed a lot.
I don't see him thriving. I think he can have a character shift and he can still be a heel, but he can't go be that guy that he is currently. Might not be a bad thing. But, I still think he can make some compelling television.
Josh, if you don't have no idea, MJF is the AEW World Champion currently.
Yeah, you talked about him before. He's the one whose contract's ending soon, right?
Yeah, 2024.
You mentioned that
he's
to me.
Already resigned, but it's just I think it's just a headline.
Yeah.
Basically, I'll put it to you like this. WWE securing MJF is a massive deal because if they secure MJF, AEW goes under within the year.
And then you get all the AEW wrestlers coming to WWE,
no one else
right?
selling tickets.
Would be pretty huge, right?
Well, that's kind of what AEW has done.
AEW roster, half the AEW roster is former WWE guys.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay, I was gonna give my prediction.
That's all it is.
But
it's so mismanaged that they don't even run like an effective company. Like
gotcha.
In the beginning, it looked like they were going to give him a run for the money.
Now this is just conjecture. I don't think he'd win. Maybe he could if it's a year down the line. But if WWE could get over spilt milk, CM Punk could come back. That would be a huge deal.
In fact, the dude. Yeah, he is the dude.
He's in his 40s, so no, he's not carrying the company, but he can have a run.
He can definitely put on some great stories, just like Edge came back and put on great stories. He can do the same thing.
Yeah, of course.
I personally
because here's the question for people that always give gripe about like the old days and stuff. It's like
I think Josh wants to get a word in.
Go ahead, brother.
I was gonna give my personal prediction that I think Logan Paul is gonna whoop that ass, knock him out, and then pour Prime over his dead body. WrestleMania is what I think was gonna happen. But anyway, they'll go on your actual wrestling.
Knock who out? Knock who out?
The champion, Roman Reigns. Knock him out, pour Prime over his body.
Well, he's already smashed Logan Paul.
No, I know. I don't know much about wrestling.
Logan Paul is probably going to wrestle Seth Rollins.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Big Red Boots is going to wrestle Logan Paul, more likely.
Gonna have the word Prime tatted on his right bicep or something like that, and just do some funky business. But but what was the last thing? Because we're about out of time here for today's podcast. But what's your last thing you want to if you were to talk to a non-wrestling fan to get them into wrestling? What would you advise they watch, or how would you get them into wrestling in today's era?
Easy. This is the easiest way to do it. Just watch WrestleMania.
Watch WrestleMania. Okay.
WrestleMania is generally speaking the soft reset of all the storylines.
Okay.
So you will watch WrestleMania. You will see the passing of the torch to a new champion. You will see conclusions tie up, and you're going to see the entire landscape get reset. And this is the entry point for new fans. And for people who want to jump off the ship because now Roman is now no longer the champ, which I don't think there's going to be too many people to jump off the ship, but there will be some. That's their exodus, but as people leave, I think new people come in and it just always offsets itself. So
okay,
it's a well-oiled machine, dude. It's going to be around forever.
Well, all right. Well, I can't wait to see future entries. I'm into it now. I don't know if I'll be able to watch live this weekend. What it's called this weekend that's happening?
The Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber. So by the time everyone watches this, Elimination Chamber will have come and gone, obviously. So whatever, you can comment, whoever won, and tell us we were right or wrong, what we thought was going to happen. But we are very excited, though. I don't know if I'll watch it live. I'll definitely watch the Twitter replays if it happens. You're not wrong, you said? I'm excited, though. I'm enjoying the product.
Here's the deal, right? If he's not wrong, and Sami Zayn literally gets walked like a dog this Saturday, that literally has to be clipped and put out into the world that this dude called he was getting walked. Because I personally didn't even think anything of it till you just said it, but it does make a lot of sense for him to get walked.
Well, hopefully we'll go viral with that one, yeah.
So,
and if y'all want to see more wrestling,
like
I can't wait to see it. And if y'all want to see more wrestling, these two, like I said, are wrestling geniuses. They know so much about it. We barely tapped. There it is. Yep, there's the belt, baby. we barely tapped into their wrestling knowledge.
All I got's this.
Yeah?
I got my SummerSlam hat from whenever we went to SummerSlam in Nashville.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, if y'all want more wrestling stuff, let us know. We're more than happy to give you wrestling content because they love it. I'm starting to enjoy the product more. We'll play the new WWE game when it comes out. Maybe if we get the chance to, we'll get some live action going on sometime soon. But thank y'all so much for watching. Stay blessed, and we'll see y'all next time.